Why, hello there again, YouTube. This is Ice9 with another Madden mobile video. And for this video, we're going to be doing a tryout in our league, Mobile Madness. We're up to 31 members. Just picked up a few good members. So here's another guy who's trying out. He's a 94 overall, and he met our fan requirements. And we get a lot of people in, and they never talk. They never respond back to us. But we always do a tryout just to see how people play. And I will use the tryout as kind of the gameplay portion of the video, I guess you could say, which would let some people cheat coming into the league, which that is just fine. But basically, I just want to kind of see how his defense plays, what plays he has countered, etc. And we'll just kind of see how that goes. Alright, so first thing I'll do is try to establish a running play. That'll work, and try to get a first down with it. That's typically what I will do. Just try to see something that will work. Nice little juke there by Barry. And now we've got to work on the plays. Well, I'm going to establish one pass play that might not be countered in case he does play back. And Gronk got hung up there a little bit, but that worked. So first play, I want to see if he's got smash countered. And it doesn't look like he does. Alright, so I'm just going to make sure that he doesn't have it countered. I'm going to try to run it again. And this one has got the good coverage on it. And I'm going to run it out of bounds. Should have smash covered, really. Because how dangerous that play is with the isolation on the halfback along the sideline. And that one's countered. Went with the full screen. Still able to get some yards out of it. And now I'm going to kind of see what else he might have countered. Cross in might be countered. Let's see if that is. It is not. Got a first down with it. Let's try slot and drag. I just kind of want to see what he's got countered. Slot and drag is countered. And get it back. Basically trying to sustain a drive and see how his defense plays and how many counters he has. So, and looks like Gronk got very close to the first down. And since it's 3rd and inches, let's try QB sneak. Looks like this is countered. Couldn't tell exactly for sure. And I'm going to guess a lot of the inside runs are countered, but I'm just going to try a couple of them. Let's try blast. Bet it's countered, but it is not countered, doesn't look like. Didn't make a move on it, but not countered for sure. I'll try one more inside run and then try to score on him. That's countered. Still able to get some yards. And I'll go ahead because I know it's not countered and it's a good situation for the Y stick. And we got the touchdown. So inside runs. Blast. I'm going to just verify that blast wasn't countered. It's been so frequently countered that a lot of people have gone away from countering it in general. But it looks like he really doesn't have it countered. So far from what I've seen, pitch is a very, it's not very frequently countered, I guess you could say, unless if somebody's countering pitch, usually they're running a lot of run counter type of defense, which means you could pass on them. The Y stick is somewhat countered, not too frequently. Smash should be countered, in my opinion, and he didn't have it countered. FL screens very frequently countered, and he did counter it. Cross in somewhat countered. I wouldn't consider that a mandatory one to counter, but a lot of people do. Slot and drag isn't usually countered, but he did counter it. And sneak was not countered. It was just because it was 3rd and inches. It looked like a counter to me. Blast wasn't countered. Dive weak is countered. So I scored on him, and that's our gameplay for the day. And now we've got a full week basically of stuff to go through. So what to start with? Might as well start with positional heroes, which just dropped today, and we've got a kicker, Vinatieri, requiring 25 golds and 5 elites, and pretty good drops on the live event today. I've actually gotten 3 gold kickers today, so that isn't bad. This is not a very expensive set to do. I was just looking up the collectibles on the guy, and they're under 200k. The elites are nothing, so you get the elite kickers. I saw Road to the Ring Vinatieri's out there for less than 30,000. So this is not a very expensive set to do, and this is purely for overall, of course, and not gameplay. Gameplay, this guy's gonna be a touchback just about every time with 101 kick power. 100 kick accuracy, so the best kicker in the game. Not that it matters that much for those of us who play head-to-head and league. It doesn't really matter much except for overall, but what it is nice is that it doesn't appear, even on the first day of positional heroes, that the set is going to be too difficult to do from what I've seen. So that's definitely a good thing. Now on to our other positional hero, and both of them are 99s for this week. And they gave Mack a card, and as well they should have. One of the best defensive ends, and he's a hybrid slash linebackers in the game. And the stats, if you look at it, it's pretty ridiculous. And actually, what we'll do is we'll look at Mack in the auction house. We've got Vinatieri still up here, so we'll do the comparison. That's no big deal over 92 Gostkowski, but now let's look up Mack. And as well, you know what? Why don't we do it this way? We'll look up, because it's a pretty short list, 99 defensive ends. And we've got Boss Taylor still up there, 90 awareness, 97 hit power. Not real good power moves, more of a defense or more of a finesse defensive end. 92 speed. Then we've got Clowney, who I'm running, and pretty good awareness of 87, which boosts up pretty well. The tackle number also boosts up. And let's find Mack. And we can see Mack's stats in comparison to Clowney. He's faster. He's stronger, more agile, 99 unboosted acceleration, 102 pursuit, which is awesome. He'll chase down just about anything. Really good hit power at 98, 99 power moves, so a power defensive end with really good speed. On my team, he would boost up to 96 speed at defensive end, so that is absolutely amazing. Play recognition is equal to Clowney at 86. That'd be low if it were a linebacker or a corner or a safety. For defensive ends, that's not as big a deal. The awareness at 82 is the only knock on the card, and I don't know why they do this to Mack and Shazier. I mean, they're great young athletic players, but that doesn't mean they're dummies. 82 awareness is going to be difficult on a lot of people's teams by this point to boost to 99 and to get your team awareness at 99. So that's really the only knock on the card. I don't think that's enough to keep him off of most people's teams. I've already got a 99 defensive end in Clowney, but I will be working on this set, and let's kind of see what his numbers are doing price wise. So he's selling now at around 1.1 million, which isn't bad at all the first day. We could already see Clowney dropping to a million and under. Boss Taylor, as a limited type of thing, is still bringing a lot of money, but I don't know if he's necessarily better than Mack really at this point. So pretty cool releases there. And let's move on to Ultimate Legends. And I'm sorry I didn't cover this. Usually I try to do a video Sunday. I was just too worn out, long work week, so I didn't get to it. But let's do Ultimate Legends now. And we're starting off with Herman Moore card. It's pretty cool that Moore gets a card. Not real well remembered outside people in Detroit. This was one of the best wide receiving cores in the game of all time, I would say. There was Moore, Perryman, and I'm trying to remember the other guy. They had three really good, Johnny Morton. They had three really good wide receivers at the same time, and this is a big jump ball kind of guy. 95 speed, very much in the class of Julio Jones or Megatron or Andre Johnson or something like that. 6'4", really good catch numbers, really good jump numbers. So great all-around jump ball receiver. And this is, again, the set-based player. This isn't even the boss. So we'll go into these players in a second, but that is certainly a very good card. And now another card, and people are going to be more familiar with this guy, of course. Revis Island gets himself an Ultimate Legend. And even the set-based version of this card, he's 96 speed, which addressed the biggest problem with his Frozen card, the low speed. Pretty good zone and excellent man coverage at 101, good acceleration, good all-around stats. 98 play recognition is extremely high. So that is a really good card. And once again, it's the set-based version of the card. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the auction house. And we got a bunch of golden tickets and other 99 corners. And we're going to compare corners in the game right now. And here's the guy that I just got. I actually replaced Dion, believe it or not. And I made a calculated decision based on the fact that Dion was selling for more, and this guy's coverages are very, very good. He doesn't have 100 play recognition, but he has 96, and he's 6'3". All the other numbers are really good. Very good zone coverage, very good man coverage, just nothing bad on this card at all. And he's tall and fast, so that's a really good card. I picked up at the other side, and I guess I'll show him on my team in a second. I got the Trey Walker card, and the biggest knock on this card is even though he's 6'2", the jump is only 92. I did it basically to see if I could get the defense up to 105. It didn't happen, but this is still a pretty good card. Very strong, great tackle number, excellent man zone and play recognition. So another really good card, and he's not going for that much in the low 1 million type of range. Here's the Revis card, and I saw him going for under 900,000 coins. There's the NTL card with the +2 man coverage boost, which isn't a great boost, especially when you got a bunch of guys who have excellent man coverage, but it might help overall, and it might help a little bit in terms of gameplay, although I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. It wouldn't be like a speed boost or anything like that, but a pretty good card. Play recognition is kind of low, but there are some other good things about the card, namely the high tackle strength and hit power on the card that make him kind of a cool choice to play. And then we've got the boss version of Revis right here, and 102 man, 99 play recognition. Really, really good card. Obviously, it's going to be kind of expensive, but you could kind of see, though, with these boss cards because they're not that much better than the set-based version that brings down their cost. And along with the other great corners that are out there, 99s, that's going to bring the cost of the boss cards down, which is kind of a cool thing. And we move on to now what are really the older boss cards for Ultimate Legends. And if we look at what's in here, he doesn't stack up real well in comparison. These are good numbers. 99 man, 97 zone is not bad at all. Really good acceleration and speed. So still a really, really good card. Play recognition is 95, which is perfectly fine, but it's not great and definitely not up with Revis's boss card. And Cromartie's card with the 92 play recognition isn't going for much at all, even though it's a boss card. There's a number of corners that are better in this game. There's no doubt about that. And just moving on, see if we could find some others. And yeah, there's no Dion's or the golden ticket version of Cromartie out there. Those are probably your two best corners in the game. One thing I did like about Sherman, though, besides the difference in taking the coins, why I took Sherman over Dion was he has higher block shed. So he's a better run support type of corner, and his height is going to make up for some of the things that Dion is better at. And when you're looking at 102 man coverage versus 99, you have to look at it from a gameplay point of view and say, is it going to make that much of a difference? I don't think it will, especially this guy with the really high man coverage. He's 6'3", and he's got 101 jump. And in my league to league today, kind of cool, and it's kind of hard on pro settings for anybody to show up, but he did get a pick 6 in league to league, so I'm pretty happy with the decision. Even though Dion is the best corner in the game, I was glad to save the coins and get somebody really good at the position. So that is Ultimate Legends. And now we have, might as well bring it up in the news. The draft event started Sunday with the live events, and just a 1 stamina, 4-part event to get collectibles that are going to be used in the draft event. Last year there were envelopes that were used, and you needed 5 open envelopes and 5 closed envelopes to get one of these draft players. They were all 94 to 96 boosted players. Some of them have speed boosts. Some of them had some other really cool boosts. The defensive players were not necessarily the greatest, as I mentioned in my previous video. They had low awareness and were low in some key stats that you really want in defensive players, but there were some really cool players, some linemen with boosts, etc. So you could kind of put a different type of team together based on that. Now this year, we've already seen some changes. We've got 98 plus boosted draft legends as part of it, and let's look all these guys up. And the first one that sticks out, if we're going to rate these players by boosts, and we're going to look up, actually, yeah, let's look up Brown, Antonio Brown. And here's this card, +2 acceleration, which is a really good boost. There are a number of good acceleration boosters out there, though, but this is definitely another interesting choice to add on a team. I'm not too interested in the car, and the reason why is he's kind of a smaller guy, so I don't want him necessarily taking over at wide receiver 1. I like to have a big jump ball type of possession receiver there. I like OBJ in the slot, and OBJ is not going anywhere on my team. And at the wide receiver 2 position, I currently have Rice, who has an awareness boost, and he was free. I already have him. I would say this is probably a more dynamic receiver than Rice. It may be a good choice, but He's kind of small and he's kind of slow with 94 speed. He's also not too strong. So even though the boost is really good, it's not necessarily a great choice, I think, to play a wide receiver, I would say. Now let's look up some of the other players. So there's, oh, he must have already quit the league. Imagine that. It happens. So let's look up Von Miller. Oops. We could put his rating in there, right? And for some reason, it's not liking what I am doing here. 99. Done. All right. And we see some of his Team of the Week cards. And then here is the rookie card right here. Here's the draft card. So equal stats to the 99 version. It's the same card, but with a power move boost. Not a great boost. Again, this is one that's going to boost your overall, but not necessarily boost the whole team. So that's kind of the thing. Not too much value in that one at all. And let's kind of see what's out there now. We're going by all players. And we'll see. So here's a Kirk Cousins card. And that's kind of interesting. Awareness boost is a pretty good one to have, especially if you pick up Mack. And really not a bad card at all right there. We're going to be bombed with Clay Matthews. And really, we've got a lot of good 98 plus cards out there right now. Cousins out there. Looks like there's a few of them. Falk card. Some of the Combine cards. Signature Sherman. More Combine cards, which Poe here is still bringing a lot of money in that auction. I could see maybe replacing him, trying to get to 105D, maybe with this guy instead. Here is the Charles Woodson tribute card. They gave it to him when he retired. Pretty good free safety for sure. And might as well go into golden tickets that we haven't really talked about. So we got a Romo card here, and there's a lot of green over Brady. These stats are really, really good. 100 throw power, the same. Pretty good accuracy, but faster, stronger, better acceleration. So that is a pretty good card. I'll still take the tall guy in this situation, but that's a pretty good quarterback. Does a lot of things well. Some of the Easter cards, Crystal Legends, and of course a lot of positional heroes. And here is Jahari Evans card, and this really good run blocker. And he boosts his own pass block, but he only boosts it to 92. 90 impact blocks. So this is another one, and he's not too fast, although his acceleration's really good. So this is a good card, but not the best boost in the world. It would have been a lot better if it would have been like a strength boost or something like that. But pass block boost isn't too exciting. There's this Shazier card. Haven't seen him show up on film. I don't know if a lot of guys are running him, though. Pretty good middle linebacker right here. Navarro Bowman card. And I don't know if they based this off of anything that he had before. Really good coverage stats. I don't know what the play recognition is. Already at 99 tackle and any boost, plus 2 more. It's probably one of the more useless boosts in the game at this point with Watt and Super Bowl Lewis and with Cam all boosting tackle, having another guy boost tackle. The one thing, regardless of what his play recognition number is, which I don't know offhand, but 86 speed at this phase in the game is pretty low, and it's going to make him a liability no matter how good his coverage is. And it's good, not great. The speed, he's going to have a hard time keeping up at some points. That's what I see out of that card. Golden Ticket Bow. going in the low 3 million range. I assume those would dry out, but there's so many 99 halfbacks in the game now. And CJ2K just going over 1 million coins. Isn't it amazing how quickly things change, for sure? And Trophy Monster Dion, still not a bad choice. Wow, the Honors Cam Newton card. This is kind of like a blast of the past. We were reviewing all these things. There's Boss Dawson, and right next to him, Barry, going in the low 1 million range, which is amazing. What you get, double boosted halfback. The old Thanksgiving version of Barry, going for 750,000 coins. That card really held its value for a lot of the year, though, before the new version of Sanders came out. You know, this was always 2 million plus coins for months and months and months, so not bad. There's Dawkins. That sounds a little expensive. I assume he's going for less than that. And then all the Road to the Ring players aren't bringing much money. Adrian Peterson card. I don't think I've ever seen anybody playing this card at all. A couple guys have Colin. You can see the numbers. Really good pass blocker. Good acceleration. Not a bad card, but there's going to be better ones that are coming out. Old Super Bowl Bruce Smith card. Becoming a little bit irrelevant at this point. Decent, but not great. Got an awareness boost, which is not too bad. Golden Ticket Manziel. Wilfork, which is still a good card. Another kind of irrelevant card at this point. Not a bad power defensive end, but there's just better ones out there in the game now. So that is basically it. There's the Freeney card and then the other golden ticket that we'll talk about. So the Freeney card here, a lot of people like running it. Again, another tackle boost. The knock on this card is the block shed, which I believe is in the 70s, which is really low for defensive end, and there are just a lot of better defensive ends out there at this point, and that reflects in the price. Even a flashback, which would be definitely one of the best ones you could pull, is going for under 400,000 coins, so we need some new flashbacks, I think. And then we got a new Honey Badger card, and look at all that grain. Pretty awesome. Obviously not a real tall guy, but great speed, strength, acceleration, amazing coverages. 86 man and 98 zone is phenomenal. This is a great card right here. And because of the number of great safeties in this game, if you like Honey Badger, if you like Tyran, you could get this guy in at under 3 million coins, which is not bad at all. There's his Campus Heroes version. The useless Jerry Rice Legend card. That would suck to pull that. There's Boss Taylor still bringing a ton. At least this auction, you don't see him too much. A lot of green over Doc. McFadden card going for just over 300,000 coins. And that's just basically what I wanted to do, is just a rundown of all the different players available in this game. We'll talk to. Here's the boss version of Moore, and this is pretty close to Boss Megatron, is what that is. 100 jump and 6'4" with 100 catch. Really good speed and acceleration. Just great all-around wide receiver. Definitely a top 5 wide receiver in this game right there, Herman Moore. Kind of interesting card right here. Signature Davis. And some of the best coverages you'll see in a linebacker in this game. A lot of green over 99 Von Miller. The one knock on it, of course, is the speed at this point. When you've got somebody with wheels, I don't care how good the coverage is. If you got 89 speed, might have a hard time keeping up, even with 99 pursuit. So assume there to be better linebackers coming out. And when that happens, I think it's going to get a lot harder to play this game. because the short underneath passes right now work so well because of the coverage stats of the linebackers. The linebackers just aren't up to other positions in the game. Here's a perfect example of it right there. And I've seen this guy in a lot of high overall teams, but the coverage stats are just terrible. But assume there to be more linebackers as part of Ultimate Legends. I don't know if any golden ticket linebackers are going to be coming out, but that is basically it. Just wanted to cover all those things. A lot to go through in one video. And thanks for watching. Shout out to Papa Raider. He has YouTube videos as well, and he's in my subscriptions. Thanks for watching.